here we are. We are back in the trenches with your TC. Today, Miss Abby, how are you?
I'm doing well. How about yourself?
What's been going on in your little world over there in your cubbyhole?
We've got all kinds of things going on right now.
Yeah? Tell me something fun.
Well, something fun from this morning.
So this is from today.
This is actually from today.
All right, I love it.
Live and in person. We had some survey issues recently that I seem to be getting a lot of surveys in Texas. And
so a lot of wholesalers don't even realize that's a thing until, surprise, a title company says we need a survey.
And it's always at the last minute, right?
Right, and it's not every state.
Correct.
Okay.
It's random. I mean, for those states.
Yeah.
So this morning we were talking about it, and it just came over. Someone else had emailed within. The way we work here is really open. We have I don't know if you all know, but we have a wide depth of information to grab from.
And all of our TCs are actually here in the office.
Exactly. We're all right here one another. And so when somebody has a question on, be it mortgage or real estate or surveys, we've got people who have been in those businesses that are now TCs, and so we've got a great book of business to draw from.
So 8,000 transactions. Somebody on the team here has
knows something.
Has done something, right?
Exactly.
Or multiple people, right?
Exactly.
Okay. So cool.
Well, and so I had a deal with a survey that we just had some issues, and it seemed to be a problem that the seller and client was having. And one of the other TCs told me that one of her clients is now pushing it to the buyer because it's a lender
Making it the buyer's responsibility
right?
instead of the seller's. Got it.
Because it's a lender requirement. And I thought, that's fantastic. And it will save clients money if we know that ahead of time when we say, hey, put that into your contract, then we don't have to worry about it anymore. And those problems then go away.
So what were some of the problems that were coming up?
Well, on one deal, it was sort of confusing as to who was responsible for it. And so the survey kind of missed because the agent didn't order it. And then title thought the agent had ordered it.
So these were probably novations?
Yes.
Okay.
And the client thought the agent had or the title had.
Right.
But nobody actually checked.
So these are things when we talk about how 50% of deals die out there. This isn't a fundamental thing where they priced it too wrong, they couldn't find a buyer. This is just time runs out. It's midnight and Cinderella turns into a pumpkin because everybody thought somebody else was doing it. It was like Mo, Larry, and Curly.
Exactly,
right?
exactly. Yeah. And so that's a way that I think, with all of us just sort of talking about it, it just came up an idea, and I thought, that fixes our problem, but it fixes a problem for all of our clients.
Right, right.
So if we talk about it more often, hey, put it into negotiation.
Yeah. So if you think your $3 an hour VA in Egypt is going to catch those problems, probably not, but there's definitely not a team of 20 of them that are cross-pollinating and sharing knowledge and helping to solve those problems. So the experience that people get with you guys, I don't even want to say with me or with EZ, but with you guys, because you're in the front lines, is really just, it's a lot. It's a lot. But these are the things that come up every day over the course of these transactions that your guru did not tell you, right? Just, Abby, the thing that drives me crazy, and I want your feedback on it, is these coaches tell their clients, your student, these coaches tell their students, which are our clients, if you just find an investor-friendly title company, you're good. and the reason I want to talk to you guys is because a lot of people don't understand what it is that a transaction coordinator does on a day-to-day basis. So, like, let's just talk about that. Like, you're sitting at your computer at 8 o'clock at night because you're always here working the third shift. And boom, new file pops up. Steve assigns you a new file.
Right.
Like, what do you do? What's your process?
Well, first you have to read through the contract to make sure everything's done properly.
Yeah.
I am one of those that really loves contracts, so I spend a lot of time making sure that things go the right places and we cross all our T's, because when you fall out of contract, what do you lose? You lose your buyer or your seller. Because
a contract is a real thing. It's I always tell people that's the instructions to the title company, but it has dates on it, and dates matter.
As soon as you are active under contract, all those dates have a running time clock.
Right.
And if you pass out of them, you're out of contract, and they can sell it out from under you.
Yeah.
So it's key. I always make sure all my dates are right, and then you're going through it, going, okay, well, what state is it in? What title company do we need? Who's the best to work for this kind of a deal?
Yeah.
Because we know a lot of title companies, but they're not all the best for every deal.
Right. Oh, yeah. So many title companies out there. We work with over 500 title companies nationwide. But I really want to key in on that the dates matter. Because a lot of wholesalers will say, or investors say, oh, it doesn't matter. Oh, it matters. Your seller is not bound by that contract past that date.
Correct.
Like, unless you get them to sign an extension, and I know you can have these cutesy little clauses here that extend your contract, but that's contractually questionable.
Correct.
Like, we think it's going to work, but if the seller really does not want to close, you're going to have a hard time forcing them.
So we want to make sure that we're giving enough time to get earnest in, or enough time for X, Y, and Z. All the clock starts ticking the moment you have a contract.
Right. So here's something I want to ask you, your opinion. So when I'm out speaking to groups and on stage and running around the country, people are like, "Oh, David, I love what you guys do. It sounds great. When I get a contract and a buyer, I'll just call you then."
Well,
Sure.
sure you
It's
can.
it's like a gas station sushi, right?
Yes,
It could work, but you might pay the price for it later.
it might be legal, but you might not want to do it.
Right.
Because you want to get ahead of things in your first contract. You want to make sure everything's done properly there, so that the entire process is smooth, as
Right.
opposed to rushed and, oh, you forgot something because you waited to put everything together.
Right. So we have the point where you go under contract with the seller. Hopefully at some point, not too far down the road, you have a buyer. If you wait till then to submit your contract, well, you might only have 5 days left or 10 days left on your contract. So then giving it to us, man, we're going to work hard for you, but I'm not going to guarantee that this deal can close. So what are you doing as a transaction coordinator from day one? Like, what is it that we do and that you do and the team does that helps these deals get over the finish line and really can compress that timeline?
Well, what we do is try to help everyone in the process. The whole transaction obviously is yours, but we want to help from the point you have a seller. Title's going to need X, Y, and Z, and insurance company's going to need X, Y, and Z. Lender's going to need X, Y, and Z. Now the seller and the buyer are all confused because they're talking to 14 different people, as opposed to they introduced us early on, where they're one point of contact. They know one phone number, one email, and they know that they can get me.
Yeah.
Now, as we go through the process, all these other people come through me because I'm
You're like the general.
gatekeeper.
You're like the general over the field, like keeping
exactly
everybody where they're supposed
moving
to be.
all the people places. We move them here when we're ready to close,
Yeah.
and then we take the queen.
And give it to our client, and they get
Exactly.
paid.
But
Right.
but that way, everyone has a smoother transaction because they just work through us as it should go,
Right.
flowing it.
Yeah, because I will speak for most investors because I'm the king banana head, as I tell you guys. Like, it's a lot of pieces to juggle, right? Wholesalers, me, and I'm going to speak for all of us here. We're not typically the most organized people. Do you have a lot of wholesalers at clients that are okay? We're going to
And I
take
love
that.
my clients. Don't
Yeah.
fool. This is why I do what I do.
Right. Also, we don't want her cold calling 1,000 people to get your deal.
Truth.
Right.
Truth.
Like we all serve. We complete each other. We become the
Yes.
whole. But
It's a team.
yeah, it is 100% a team, and we become that back office that's there to support you and make sure that you go do the things that you're amazing at.
Correct.
Let us do the stuff that we're good at, and you will get paid more, and you will get paid faster.
And faster.
Yeah.
And you also then have more time to be doing the things that you actually love doing.
Yeah.
Which is getting more deals.
Right.
And we love you getting the deals so that we can do more
Send
deals.
them to us, and we all kind of
And
win
everybody
together.
wins.
So this is something I asked Hannah earlier. What did you do before you came to work for ezREI Closings?
I've been in real estate for 25 years.
Oh, my.
I was a realtor.
Okay.
I did some personal investing, but not what you all do.
Okay.
And I've been a broker now for 15 years. But
Oh, my.
I don't manage other realtors because, as you all know, they suck.
Okay.
And it's like herding cats.
Cats on crack.
Yes, that's on crack.
Okay,
Yes.
so this is what I like to bring up when people say, "Oh, I'm just going to hire a VA for $4 an hour, $3," and I love VAs. We have them that do. They're going to edit this video. They're going to do marketing for us. But that's the thing they're amazing at, right? You don't want to hire, a VA from the Philippines. God love them, and put them in charge of talking to your seller, right? Because then they call and they maybe have an accent. They're like, "Hey, Mrs. Smith, I need your social security number and your wiring instructions."
And I didn't understand anything you just said.
Yeah, and now it's a scam and I'm done. And now you've
Exactly.
lost your seller.
Exactly.
So, and then the other thing is, well, I'm just going to hire a realtor and bring them in as my transaction coordinator. And where I'm going with all of that is, what did you think when you came in here to train? Were you like,
Well-
what the fuck is this?
To be honest, my original question was, what does a transaction coordinator do? Because I never had one in real estate. Because what I love is contract to close. Not that I don't still love clients, but the fun thing for me was contracts and the specifics of it, right? And
that is not what I love.
And so coming in here, I was like, wait, and you do it for how many states?
All of them.
Oh, so I have regularly said that my job in real estate was spinning plates, right? And you just have to keep all of them spinning, and you make sure all your stuff's in line, which I love to do. Here, it's a lot more plates.
It's all the plates. It's all the plates.
It's all the plates. But it makes it that much more fun, in my opinion, because I like that stuff.
Yeah. Now, what about, though, coming from retail real estate and coming in and we start talking about assignments, which is like the most basic thing that we do, and then a novation or sub two taking over somebody's mortgage, or assigning a sub two, or installment method, or RBP, or any of the other wacky things that we like. Were you just like, this isn't like a real thing?
How's that? But what? And wait, title companies don't understand anything but retail.
Right. They don't. I say all the time, title companies are built for retail, refis, and realtors.
Any title company I've ever used in real estate would not understand what we do. Thankfully, Easy's been teaching title companies for years.
Right. But still, that's a small fraction.
And still, it's a percentage of what's out there.
Right.
But yes, now, sadly, with talking to other clients on the real estate side, I'm like, well, how are you funding? Oh, but you can do this, this, and this, and you can do it this way. It opens up real estate business. But most realtors don't understand that.
So if, somebody's like, I don't need to hire Easy, which I don't know why you wouldn't, because we're better and cheaper. But let's just say you want to do this on your own, and you're going to bring in some realtor. Imagine they brought in you, who's great and loves paperwork, and they start throwing you these things with no explanation. What the
I would have said, what the hell's innovation?
Yeah. Wait, what kind of scam are you running?
Probably would have said more of that, but yes.
You know?
And are you kidding me? Because now you've got two. What are you doing?
Yeah. You don't have an office. You meet at Panera.
Right, exactly.
And you want me to do this really sketchy thing. I don't really know.
And what's an AIF?
Yeah.
Right? Exactly.
Yeah.
Whereas, now you have people who actually know what they're doing and who have been teaching others to do it for years. So.
Yeah. And, and the amazing thing about us is you can literally plug in today and have Abby working on your file tomorrow, or one of our other 20-something people that we've got here in the office.
Lucky.
If you're lucky. That's right. Cool. So what, so you've been here for a while, over a year.
I've been here, year and a half.
Year and a half?
Yeah.
Yeah. You're also the latest working person ever. I always have to tell you.
I am. Thank you.
It's time to shut it down at night and head home.
Wait, you all are sometimes here with me. That makes me not the latest.
Yeah, well, I left you here last night because I had to go.
That is true.
What was it like in the beginning, just transitioning again out of realtor world and dealing with some of our clients?
Well, I think other people may have thought I was strange because in real estate, I work until the deal's done.
Yeah.
So if I'm doing deals till midnight, I'm doing deals till midnight.
We don't want you to do that, but I do appreciate that you work for our clients like that.
True story. When I first started, I think it was in my first week of actually being on the floor, and I was just working, and I didn't realize it. And I looked up. First, it was 7 o'clock, and then it was suddenly 10 o'clock. And it was dark outside.
You're like, can I get out? Are the doors going to be locked?
Exactly. I went downstairs, and I had to call Heather.
How do I get out?
I can't get out. I don't want you to have to drive over here, but she says, look down. Okay, there's
spin the knob.
Yeah.
Well, she does have a couch in her office and blankies, so you could have made it.
I could. There's food sometimes, so that's good.
So you can talk about either your experience or when we bring in, you've seen us bring in new coordinators. What is the training process like? Because again, people are like, I'm just going to hire a VA off of Fiverr and I'm going to be good.
No.
Like you, again, gas station sushi. You can.
Fiverr or not.
Yeah.
The training process is really quite thorough. I mean, you go through first, the team leads go through really what each thing is, right? Because most people coming in, you're either going to have customer service background, you might have real estate, might have mortgage. We've got all kinds. We've got title people. So you have a book of knowledge that isn't the entire library. And they're going through everything. Then you literally...
It's a lot. I feel bad
you're
sometimes.
You're getting tests.
Yeah.
I mean, if you don't pass the test...
You're out.
But that's what we want, because when you hit the floor, it's, hey, here's a little, and we're going to start you on a little bit more. And
We start you easy.
We do
start with an assignment.
We start you with an
have
assignment.
A couple girls that are fairly new, and like they're, I don't know where they're up to now, but I know, they go through training, which is a couple weeks.
Right.
And everybody has a little part in training them. I come in and tell 6 bad jokes, and I'm out. That's the extent of the training that I do for them.
Good.
Oh, thank you. Appreciate that. They are good.
They are good.
I don't care what Heather says, but they're good. Anyways, so you have that like kind of in office at a table conference room kind of training, and then you go out and then you sort of shadow with a more experienced TC.
You get put with different people for different things because again we all have our strengths.
Yeah. No hazing. You don't have to go get lunch for anybody.
I mean.
Okay. All right.
But you then learn different things from different people with their strengths. With I love contracts, so you're gonna hear all about different kinds of contracts and the importance of contracts for me. But you're gonna get the best of everyone, and then you kind of figure out what you're good at.
What's your thing that you're amazing? Because everybody's amazing at something.
And we're figuring that out as they're coming through, as we're training everyone, because again, it helps everyone to know something a little different and how they handle it differently. So we learn from everyone else.
Nice. And how long does that kind of learning phase last until you get certified? Because all of our TCs are certified.
I think it's like another 30 days of actually working and being monitored, right? To make sure everything's going right and to make sure that you're not getting bumped up to chaos level too soon. But we want chaos.
Chaos coordinators.
Chaos coordinators, that's what we are.
That's right.
But at the end of that, you are able to pass that final test because you've done it all.
Right.
And you've seen other people do it, and now you're figuring out how to do it yourself.
And I appreciate how much you guys put into it. I know our clients do. But the reason I wanted to bring you all on here is just because people get tired of listening to my bullshit all the time. And I really wanted to hear it from you guys.
I doubt that.
Trust me, I get tired of listening to it. But, I get on here and say the same things all the time. But I really think it's important that our clients or people who are maybe thinking about using ezREI at closings, like what is that experience like? And, kind of all that stuff. So let's just kind of walk through a deal a little bit. So you get... Okay. The file pops up on your desk. Steve assigns a deal, or somebody assigns this deal to you. You're the best fit for this client or this deal. Like, what do you do then? What's the first thing you're doing?
I'm first going through the file itself to make sure everything's in place. Make sure we know who the seller, who the buyer, if all of that is there. If we just have seller information, and then I am introducing myself to the seller, so that they know that this is their point of contact. I'm the one who's going to be taking it from here. It's a professional business. It's not some...
So you're maybe like calling up Mrs. Smith. Hey, Mrs. Smith, this is Abby. I'm working on your deal with Matthew.
Absolutely.
Some version of that.
I have the contract here that you just signed, and we're going to be taking it from contract to close. I'm the one that you can ask any questions for. If you've got any concerns at all, please call me. We'll get it fixed out. And from there, it matters where we are in the deal when it's sent to us. Some of our clients want prelim open because
preliminary title, which the title.
Sorry.
Okay, that's okay.
So we're then submitting it to a title company because we're worried about a probate or affidavit of heirship or some sort of issue that they want maybe cleared up before we get to the end buyer.
So let's talk about one of the. I think you're glossing over one of the really important things I do that makes you guys really special is we call it a seller doc, but it's sort of like an intake form.
Sure.
So talk about what do you when you're talking to that seller. I know it's long, right? You have a lot of questions, and kind of what's the goal of all those questions?
Well, our goal is to get ahead of any issues. So we're asking questions. We're regularly we go through a litany of questions that give us a better idea of, is this inherited? Was there a will? Has there been probated? Are you legal in this country? Is there going to be a FIRPTA? Are there things? FIRPTA. It's one of my favorite words.
I don't even know what that means.
Well, that's when one of the parties is from another
foreign,
country, right? Foreign, blah blah blah. FIRPTA. It's just really a lot of fun.
We'll put it up here on the screen what it is.
But these are the things that we want to get ahead of because they're time consuming.
Yeah.
Right. FIRPTA. Imagine that it's a government form that has to be taken care of, and it has to go through its processes. We want to get ahead of things for title so that we're helping out title. Again, our whole job is to streamline the process, and we want to make the process more enjoyable for everyone.
Yeah.
And when there's
enjoyable is when they get paid.
Correct.
Everybody wants to get paid.
We want to get paid sooner. Right. So if we do these things faster, again, key in getting it to us sooner rather than 4 days before you want to close, because these things take time. Right. Getting a clear title on a retail deal is somewhat easy, right? Because it's transferred so many times. But getting a deal on maybe a wholesale deal where somebody inherited it 30 years ago but didn't actually inherit it, those are the issues that we want to find out ahead of time, right?
Foreign Investment in Real Estate Property Tax Act.
FIRPTA.
The benefits of having an attorney in the office.
See, she just walked by and she gave us the answer.
Yes.
One of the many things I love about her.
Yes.
She always has good answers. But that's just one of a litany of things.
So again, here's where I really want to key in on people, so I want them to understand. There's a timeline of a deal, one of the very first things that we teach our coordinators. So from the moment you're under contract, and then there's a time period till you find your buyer. Like that could be 2 days, that could be 2 months sometimes, right? It can take a while. Correct. And then you have your closing, which has a date. So the longer it takes you to find your buyer, the less time you have to fix things.
Correct.
So if you're trying to do this on your own and you send the contract into the title company, chances are they're doing nothing. Like you and your investor-friendly title company, it's sitting on somebody's desk. That's all that's happening.
Because they looked at the end date.
They did. That's a whole separate. I feel like we could do a whole podcast on that shenanigans. So then you get your end buyer and you're like, oh, title company, close this quick. Well, now they're going to start asking all the questions that we've been asking for 6 weeks.
Correct.
And when you ask those questions, you're like, oh, who's on title? Oh, me and my husband, was anybody married? Oh, he's dead.
Bing.
Bing. Like, new checklist.
Wait.
Probate.
If this, then this.
If this, then that, right? Now we're on a new adventure. It's on a side quest. Oh, dead person. Obituary, death certificate, probate dog.
All the things.
Now you're on all of those things. So here's the benefit that I really want people to understand. Working with a good TC, easy REI closings, you're going to close more deals and make more money, and honestly have more freedom because Abby's doing all the hard work for you. But we're going to track all of those things down while you're looking for your buyer. So now that you have your buyer, you're going to package all that information up, put it in a nice little bow, take it to our title company, or we have to use one of our partner title companies, and say, here's everything, and they're like, oh, great, let's close this thing.
And they can close quickly at that point.
Right. So, and higher likelihood that it's going to close because we've done 8,000 of these, and we are like in the Matrix, we see the problems coming a mile away.
Yes. There's not many things that we haven't seen something like it.
Yes.
Right. And again, even if I haven't seen it, one of us has.
Somebody here has.
One of us has, and we are a very communicative group.
Yes. Lots of chatter.
Lots of chatter.
Yes.
But
putting up cubicles did not help.
Did not help. But it does if I can literally just say, hey, I need this.
Yeah.
And somebody else has the answer.
Right.
It's fantastic.
Yeah. Very cool. I know in our clients, you have so many great reviews from them, how helpful this is. And, the people who realize that they just can't do everything themselves.
Truth.
And I'm sure you've experienced some clients who want to be involved in everything and want to try to do it all. I was that guy. I don't think they realize, I get it. These are big assignment fees. What are some of the big ones you've closed lately?
Well, my biggest was $250,000.
That's true. Was that one in Texas? Yeah.
It was pretty big.
Yeah. But and you set that up so he didn't even have to double close it, right?
Exactly.
Nice.
Exactly. So it all depends on where you're getting it done. But those are the things that, again, even from my point of view in real estate, I was good at the contract to close. Mm-hmm. If you're good at contract to close, you're also then not getting as many deals because you're still doing contract to close.
Right.
You are in the trenches here when you could be out getting more deals.
Yeah.
So even if you're good at this, we can make you better at this.
Yeah. And honestly, most of you are not good at this. Quit fucking fooling yourselves. Like, I thought I was good for a long time until I had Heather and Hannah and now all of you guys, and I'm like, I don't know that I would have thought of that. That's pretty good.
I mean, we're good for a reason.
Yeah. Yeah. So my advice always to people is let the experts do the expert thing, right? You should also not be out trying to run your own PPC campaign and figure out what Google wants you to do, right?
Truth.
Don't be doing that. Go do the shit you're great at.
Amen.
Lock up contracts, cold call,
deals.
door knocks, get more deals, and then just hand those off like a baton, to your coordinator and let us get these things closed for you.
We'll run with it.
You'll do more deals. You'll make more money, and honestly, you'll enjoy your life a lot better. So. Cool. Any final words that you want to tell everybody?
I look forward to working with you.
Yeah. All right. Any words of caution? If you choose not to work with us for some reason, because you like beating your head into the desk, what is give some people a tip that might help them?
What's your best tip?
Give them something good.
Give them something good. Always negotiate who you want for title.
Oh my gosh, I feel like
don't let your buyer ever choose title.
That happens a lot, and sometimes it's unavoidable.
Sure.
I get it. You're down to the wire. This is the only buyer, and he insists on using his title company. But other than that, don't do it, because what's the percentage that deal ever closes?
I want to say it's like 17%.
Oh, it's low.
It's low.
Yeah.
It is low, simply because the buyer may be the first time ever buying, and it's his brother's cousin who has a title company, and they've done 4 closings so far.
4 of these type closings too, right?
Right. Oh, maybe not even any of
And
these.
even worse than that is letting the seller choose the title company.
Yes.
Because that seller's friend, attorney, title agent is going to call them and say, "Hey, do you know that Bobby's making a $76,000 assignment fee on you?"
Exactly.
And that's the end of your fucking
And that's your
deal.
end of your deal.
Yeah.
Period.
I don't give 2 shits whether you think I've got them under contract and I'm going to sue them. You are not going to win.
Good luck with that.
And yes, you should have double closed that deal.
And that's why double closes are important.
That's why it is. So cool. Well, thank you so much. I appreciate you jumping on.
Thank you.
We will definitely be doing more of these, more in the trenches with your TC coming up.